The shipwreck was a coalition carrier, last seen 4 years ago. The wreck has been ransacked by Galcian troops looking for something. We believe it was the recovered artifact. We have also recovered the encrypted first officer's log from the derelict carrier. It belonged to my brother. The data is spotty, but this is what we have deciphered.
This is First Officer Jacob Sajet of the carrier Ifriit Naabal. 1,256 souls aboard. We've been immobilized by dune collapse. There are considerably more artifacts at the Kalash location. This is the First Officer of the carrier Ifriit Naabal, signing off.
The Kalash coordinates correspond to this location from the satellite data of 4 years ago.
We will alter course, following the route of our Coalition's first expedition. At the Kalash location, we will accelerate resourcing and artifact recovery operations. Course locked in. Closing in on the target site. Rachel, scout ahead and establish a positive ID.
Roger that.
We have arrived in the general vicinity where the Ifriit Naabal recovered the artifact. Spread out and search the area.
Still nothing. Adjusting onboard scanners. We're cleared to move. It's gotta be around here. The signal we picked up was significant.
Hello everyone, and
Okay,
welcome back
time to
to
roll.
Let's Play Homeworld Deserts of Kharak. So we have reached the Sarathi Basin, and Rachel is scouting ahead for us. Hopefully we'll find something. This is far south of our intended route, which we were moving on to avoid Galcian territory and the desert heat. But I hope whatever Jacob found here is worth it, because we're about to get into the shit now.
Intel. We found something. Are you guys seeing this?
Affirmative.
Commencing scan.
What are we dealing with?
Stand by. Checking the data now. It's some kind of ship. I'm beginning analysis of the main superstructure. Readings show considerable heavy metal deposits. This is definitely the Kalash Site that Jacob was talking about. Data confirms the Ifriit Naabal artifact was indeed removed from this location. I'm also detecting wreckage strewn across the valley below. I'll need to set up additional scanners to get a clearer picture of exactly what happened here.
Board is green.
My preliminary scans are incomplete. I need to place a scanner at this location to get more data. Set up scanner for area sweep. Scanner deployed. Commencing surface scan now.
PDA active.
The technology contained here is far more extensive than anything we have gathered to date. It will advance our existing research programs exponentially. The resources that are visible now can be salvaged, but there are considerably more within the wreck itself. In order to extract them, we need to establish a broader scanner network so I can develop a complete shipbreaking plan. I'm sending the details to the Kapisi's engineering team.
Kapisi reading. New heading. Adjust.
Scan complete. I'll need some time to fully analyze this data.
Ready for assignment. Green light to proceed. Move.
We need to explore the valley below to identify additional wreckage from the Kalash. Deploy and secure scanners at each wreckage site located. Alert. The storm is producing tornadoes on low-lying areas. Avoid the tornadoes. The sand and debris they spin up chews through light armor. Searching for additional wreckage in the valley ahead could be difficult. If we upgrade our fabrication facilities to produce base runners, they'll help us in our search.
Okay, so we're gonna spend quite a bit of time around this wreck right here, and we're gonna salvage all the RUs here before we push down and go to those 3 sites in the valley below. Well, basically playing Frogger with a bunch of tornadoes, sand tornadoes. Anyway, so we're gonna get base runner fab online.
Runner copies. Okay, time to roll.
Base runner fabrication online.
Begin constructing base runners and use them to search for salvageable wreckage.
Materials tracking.
Alright, I want to build 4 of these base runners, and we'll upgrade their turrets and things like that.
Roger.
Remember that base runners are kind of general utility vehicles, like a big old truck or something. They can deploy turrets, they can launch small drones to recon areas, so we're going to spend some time gathering the resources and doing a whole bunch of research, which does cost a fair amount of money. I always thought it was kind of interesting that Rachel is like the forward scout. I mean, why would you have someone so important be your scout? But then again, I mean, she busted her butt to get on this expedition in the first place, and she had to go through military training, and she trained as a scout, so yeah, I mean, it makes sense that she would be practicing those scouting skills, but at the same time, it's like, well, if she's so integral to the expedition, wouldn't it be better to send another scout ahead? Because we are in Galcian territory. Are we just not expecting to encounter any resistance? What if she runs into like a whole bunch of Galcian forces and...
Epsilon, this is CENTCOM.
Yeah, whatever.
Watch your speed. We're getting reports from atmospherics showing the desert ahead is well beyond normal ranges. I don't want to see any of your call signs fall in out.
Support cruiser now operational.
I've rerouted cooling to the drone.
Intel, can you provide an update on the Sakala's current location?
I know my rig better than...
No response from the Sakala. The storm is interfering with our communications.
Last words.
Understood. Keep me advised.
Affirmative.
Yeah, but anyway, Rachel's the main character, so, you know, reasons.
Go for Kapisi.
Alright, let's build our base runners.
Be ready to adjust.
I should note that when units do enter combat, their radio chatter does become more stressed,
Confirmed.
the tone of their voice, that is, which is, of course, you know, realistic.
Deploy a probe from one of our base runners to help in the search for wreck sites.
And are you...
Probes will allow us to quickly explore new areas and search for hostile forces.
Yes, when they say probes, they mean like the little UAV drones that the base runner can launch.
runner
However,
in
those do
service.
cost like 25 RUs per, and money is tight right now, so I'm not going to do it. Just use LAVs. Doesn't cost anything. So we need to get, you know, base runner turret damage and, you know, upgrades to that. Upgrade Rachel's repair speed, her repairability, her weapons damage and all that. We're going to get all that researched and up and running. In classic Homeworld fashion, this kind of is the mission where things start to get a little bit tougher. So we're going to spend some time building up the fleet.
Craft's in vicinity. The wind is picking up out there. Keep an eye on any intake warnings.
Ready. Railgun copies. Exchange Relay 03 is still giving us issues. Add that one to the maintenance list. Again.
Again, I just like listening to the idle radio chatter. Anyway, you know, like I said, you know, it's, when they get into combat, their chatter will become more stressed. And one thing about the Homeworld universe is that the chatter is usually very calm and collected, even to some degree in combat. Now that's realistic to a certain degree, because I hate in movies and video games where everyone is just screaming at each other over the radio. when there's no real reason to in particular. I mean, it's really hokey, and it plays into that stereotype of forced drama. Just getting a look at some of the scale of some of the units here. Again, you notice little doors and hatches on these vehicles and cockpits. It gives you an idea of, how big a human it would be and how big these vehicles would be.
CU deposit depleted.
Reading you, Command.
We are done with that. Let's
Move to
have
guard
that,
position
our
on that
second
railgun.
support cruiser, guard Group 3. And we're going to start pushing off into the valley. The Great Valley. Where Littlefoot and his gang of dinosaurs
Reading
were
you,
going.
Command.
Alright, I'm going to
Base
start
runner
down
responding.
here at the one on the right, and I'm going to kind of move
Acknowledged.
counterclockwise. Anyway, as I was saying, this idea of screaming into a radio, it's just forced drama, In real life, it's actually unprofessional, and it shows that you're basically losing the plot if you start yelling into the radio. If you've read the book or seen the TV miniseries, Generation Kill, then you'll know the character Captain McGraw, aka Captain America. Yeah, who just constantly panics over the radio.
We're gonna die if they don't get us out of here! They should have been tied!
Base runner
Ducks
online.
halted us here.
It's
We're sitting ducks. This is the last place that we should be. They could be coming from all sides. They could be coming from all sides!
That guy. Yeah, it's just, it's so immature. But apparently he really did stuff like that. It's like, dude, shut up, get off the radio, right? Stop transmitting. But anyway, Deserts of Kharak continues with the Homeworld tradition of having characters speak
Cleared for move.
very calmly over the radio. Although, as you'll hear, as we get into combat, they will become a little bit more stressed. But they're still professionals. Die-hard professionals. And off they go. So what we need to do at each of these places is we need to put down a scanner and put down a bunch of turrets around the wreckage.
Wreckage site detected.
Great work. Establish a scanner and a defensive turret. Our scans indicate there are 2 additional wreck sites.
Railgun copy. Copy. Railgun responding.
Alright, I'm going to
Base
put
runner here.
the combat units up on that sand dune over there. We're going to put the base runners, have them deploy scanners and turrets here. Again, you can launch their little
up a scanner
drones
over
and
there.
have them fly off to the other 2 wreck sites, but it's not
Defend
necessary.
that area with a turret.
And of course,
Deploy a
like I
turret
said,
on
they
that
cost,
location.
RUs just to do so. It's not a lot, just 25 RUs, but still,
Defend that area with a turret.
wherever you can save money. Let's watch it deploy a turret here. Just slides out the back, and there we go. And out from the desert come the Gaussian.
The Galcian are targeting our scanner network. Scramble defenders. All scanning sites must be secured. Recommend deploying turrets from base runners to do so.
Reading you. Enemy light attack vehicle
Yes, that's
marked
why I
on
deployed
approach.
turrets. Alright, well, we got some sand skimmers coming at us. These turrets are pretty
Roger
good
that. Coordinates
defenses.
confirmed.
They act like almost like big shotguns in a way, right? They fire just explosive ordnance or
detected.
something. So
Visual
they're
on
just going to
cover.
mangle these sand skimmers that are coming at us.
We're locked down and ready.
Let's see how well they do. The base runners do have small little turrets on them. They can do some fighting. They're just not terribly good at it.
Hostile strike craft down. Go for armor. One of our turrets is taking fire. Alert, Rachel is under fire.
And boom. Dead and done.
Runner copies. Deploy a turret
I'm
on
going
that
to put
location.
one more turret down there. I'm going to, as I move throughout this valley, I'm going to take 2 of the base runners with me, because again, we need to deploy scanners and turrets at the other 2 sites. But I'm going to keep
Carrier copy.
Rachel and another base runner at this site right here,
How long
because
maintenance queue is. That's a good
if
copy.
the enemy
Starting system check.
reaches one of the sites, they'll start attacking the turrets or the scanner, and you do need to keep the scanner there. So, but if they get damaged, they can be repaired with a repair beam, and Rachel has a repair beam. And of course, I'll just drag these support cruisers along with me to the other sites. Alright, here more forces come. Can you imagine, just with all the sand blowing around here, right? How many times that these vehicles need to change out like their air filters for their engine and do various other preventative maintenance to it, right? Change the oil, make sure like they have enough lubricants and all this, that, and the other, right? Oh my god, it must be so annoying.
Go for ranged. Move confirmed.
Indeed, I think during the Battle of 73 Easting, the Armored Cavalry Regiment, you know, the vehicles that were moving through the desert in Iraq, they found similar problems, right? With a lot of they had to constantly, you know, change out the air filters, you know, because the tanks would the tanks run off of turbine engines. They'd be just sucking in all this sand and dirt and all that crap in the desert, so. Yeah, what a pain in the butt. And given by the end of the game, we'll have a sizable armored force following us around. Essentially an armored division, or I don't know. A lot of armor following us around. Logistics, people. Alright, we're going to start pushing towards the middle site now.
Copy.
Again, watch out for those sand tornadoes. We're going to have to navigate around them. You see those little red rings on the sensors manager there? Those are enemy units. And it looks like one of them is going right into the sand tornado.
Are attempting to destroy our scanner network. We require rapid response aircraft to counter Galcian attacks. Invest in the Kapisi's hangar facilities to begin producing strike fighters.
Alright, well, finally we'll get to use our, you know, flight deck.
Contact.
Get an air wing up here. Let's get some strike fighter fabrication online. As you can see, those sand skimmers got decimated by those tornadoes.
Release smoke.
Copy.
Don't move into my line of fire. Drawing their fire.
Hostile armor eliminated.
Strike fighter fabrication online.
Begin constructing strike fighters immediately.
Alright, roger. Displacing now.
Alright, well, we do want some strike fighters. We need a hangar.
Fleet capacity capabilities are now at maximum.
Annoyingly, because of the conservative fleet cap here, I can only build one strike fighter,
Strike fighter
which is
online.
almost pointless, but whatever, you know, I'll take what I can
Green line
get.
confirmed.
Now that we have the use of air power in this mission,
Research
use it,
completed.
right? For this mission, and basically for most of the rest of the game, air power is king.
Proximity warning in
And we will not face, you know, any substantial integrated air defense or anything like that from the enemy for at least another mission or two.
Support craft has been engaged.
So yeah, I mean, ideally, I would have like at least 6 strike fighters, you know, 2 flights of 3.
Copies.
But yeah, again, conservative fleet caps.
Move to intercept.
When I originally played this game, I think it was before they had released some of the patches and updates, which kind of rebalanced certain things of the game, so I think some of those things may have changed.
Additional wreckage site located. Roger. Good work. Set up a scanner and secure the site.
Reading. Coordinates.
There is still one more wreck site. Continue your search.
Runner.
And another bug I encountered during my
armored craft on
practice
approach.
run of this
Deploy
mission is
scanner,
that
mark position.
it didn't give me the option
Op ready.
to start building strike fighters. So I'm like, what? I thought it was like, oh, is that part of the update? They removed that ability in this mission. So, but no, you do need to get, you can get strike fighters up and running in this mission.
Vehicle is taking fire.
No, I don't want those base
Hostile
runners to
strike
run into that
craft down.
tornado. We're gonna have to
Move order confirmed.
move them around. Go around the swirling vortex of sand and death and doom.
Board's green. Reposition.
Hostile light attack vehicle.
Unfortunately, the
visually
base runners are the only ones that can
We've got hostile on
deploy
sensor.
turrets and
Confirm
scanners,
visual.
so but they just lumber along ever so slowly. As you can see, Gaussian units are kind of constantly harassing Rachel there. Let's get our strike fighter up and going. Our one strike fighter. It's got air-to-ground missiles.
Op ready.
Let's see it do its thing.
One of our turrets is taking fire.
Alright, well, we're just going to have it just continuously launch sorties and fire missiles and stuff.
Base runner here.
Alright, now let's deploy scanner and get this site secured.
Area set. Scanner on its way. Defend that area with a turret.
One of the best ways to play Homeworld is to kind of, know where the triggers in a mission are, right? Homeworld just does not really engender itself well to blind playthroughs.
Armor incoming.
So when you know where the triggers are, you can take the game more methodically. And that's generally how I play the game, right? Very slowly and methodically.
Go ahead, get us underway.
And that's mostly because I just want to prepare my forces to hit the enemy
Armor
hard,
vehicle
right?
taking effective fire.
Never give the enemy a fair fight. Hit them with overwhelming force. So that's my philosophy. That's my grand tactical strategy. So we're just going to take it slow and steady through this game.
Get a turret up. Make sure it's combat ready. Hostile light attack vehicle detected.
There are
We've
Gaussian
detected
forces
something. Can you
and
confirm
support
visual?
cruisers or production cruisers kind of at the edges of the map.
Strike fighter coordinates.
We just have to
dialed
keep
in.
an eye on things,
Attack
right?
vector
Watch where
dialed
those
in.
little
We're in the fight.
red sensor pings are. See those little red rings blinking in and out of
Go ahead.
existence.
Lock on target. A turret is under fire.
Man, I just wish I
Enemy armor
had more
disabled. Armor
capability to
online.
build more strike fighters.
Reading you. Deploy a turret on that
The
location.
Gaussian are fast, but they're kind of like the Vaeger in Homeworld 2. As you can see, they kind of spread themselves out a lot. They tend to prefer very quick hit-and-run tactics. So if you keep your forces more or less concentrated, you'll do pretty well against them. Again, Homeworld is known for its sort of rock, paper, scissors style of combat, right? One unit beats another unit, which beats the other unit, and so on and so forth.
Reading you, Command. Secure vehicle for move. Unidentified craft on approach. Mark the bearing.
Alright, we have secured the
Kapisi,
middle
go ahead.
site.
Enemy armor on approach.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach. Enemy contacts on the board.
Let's first take care of these forces coming at us right now.
Reading.
Great work. All the wreckage sites have been found.
Support cruiser on
Deploy a scanner, then set up a turret to defend it from Gaussian attack.
hostile
And of
strike
course, our
craft down.
aircraft can be used
Target
to
locked.
recon an area, so to speak.
Hostile
So the
armor
strike fighter we
eliminated.
launched did find the last
Range
site.
online. New location marked.
Now, there's no randomization of the location of the wreckage sites in this mission. They're always in
Base
these
runner online.
locations, so it's not like you need to find them or anything.
Pull up.
Kind of a pointless, hoop to jump through, but whatever.
Armor confirms. We're clear to proceed.
I have not played the skirmish mode in this game much, but from what I understand, the enemy AI is not particularly
Acknowledged.
brilliant. It is rather stupid, but Homeworld
ahead,
is not
Exec.
really known for its amazing AI. You don't notice it so much in the campaign because the campaign is so heavily scripted. Alright, let's push off. We do need to get rid of this production cruiser.
This is the captain.
So we're just
Strike
gonna
fighter coordinates
launch our
dialed in.
single glorious strike
Green line
fighter.
confirmed. Engines hot.
Reading. Got eyes on hostile.
Again, the Gaussian don't have any anti-air capabilities in this
The railgun
mission,
is
so you
taking
can just
effective
launch
fire.
your airstrikes with
Armor
impunity.
vehicle taking effective fire.
Point defense active. Go for orders. Counter
Hostile armor incoming.
Go for orders. Hostile locked. Zeroing in on ground strike. Adjusting fire.
Strike craft destroyed.
Alright, come on, take care of those sand skimmers.
Support crews are under attack. Immediate fire support on that position.
Alright, we almost lost a railgun there.
Kapisi copies. Go for armor.
Well, I guess that one strike fighter, though, he's going to be getting all the experience. He's going to be high in rank for the next couple missions.
Send message.
Enemy armor disabled.
Set a scanner right there. Reading you.
Alright, once we deploy all the scanners, Rachel can start doing her science thing.
I've commenced the scan. Strike fighter coordinates.
Hostile strike craft down. Attack. One of our turrets is taking fire. Armored vehicle is taking fire.
Go for ranged. Tracking target.
We got a railgun under fire.
Send message.
Armor ready. Armor is en route.
Railgun.
Enemy armor on approach.
Alright, we need to push up and take care of that production cruiser. It is annoying me.
Support ready.
In the meantime, you
We need
gentlemen
a turret
start
second
putting
place.
down
Reporting.
turrets.
%25 complete. Hang in there.
Go ahead. Copy. Skimmers on the board.
Go ahead. Copy. Clear to engage.
Strike craft destroyed. Hostile armor eliminated. Enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn. Enemy contacts on the board.
Alright, well, these turrets here are doing pretty well. They're taking care of these sand skimmers.
Go ahead.
You, sir, are you targeting the cruiser? It appears so.
Op ready. Targeting strike craft.
Op ready. Fire! Push!
Armor vehicle taking effective fire. Hostile strike craft down.
Got eyes on hostile.
The data we've already collected is amazing.
On approach. This is the captain.
Alright, we got some more forces coming at us here. Naturally, they kind of appear out of nowhere. Alright, got the sport cruiser. Let's mop up. We got like 4 groups here to
Turret is
deal
under
with.
fire.
Receiving. Maneuver and engage.
Go ahead. Target on the board.
Enemy armor disabled.
Reading for orders. Engage.
Railgun reading you. Armored target charged to full.
Alert. Support taking hostile.
Scan at 80%. Just a little longer.
Hostile light attack vehicle.
Just a
visually
little
authenticated.
longer.
Ready. Send.
That's
Hostile
what she
designated.
said.
Trackers
Vector
assigned.
dialed in.
Green line confirmed. Engines hot. Strike craft destroyed.
Alright, Rachel's scan is just about done.
Op ready. On our way.
That's it. Scan complete. We've got it.
Op ready. Smoke
Hostile
Alright,
range
we'll have to
craft
get rid of
destroyed.
these remaining
The
Galcian
railgun
forces,
taking
then
effective fire.
we're good.
Kapisi copy.
Looks like we got a group
Hostile armor
back there.
eliminated.
They're
Contact.
moving up
Enemy
towards the
armor
Kapisi. I'm not too worried.
designated. Attack course set.
Go for ranged. Lock onto that railgun.
Hostile strike craft down. Go for armor.
Alright, well,
Armor copy.
you guys please
Target
go after
confirmed.
them.
Reading. Target on the board.
Looks like we got two
ready.
railguns that are just stuck there. Let's get a strike fighter hull upgrade.
Reading. New heading set. Hostile light attack vehicle
Ooh, we got
detected.
two groups there. Look, here comes another one.
Go for armor. We have a target.
Ready. Engage.
Armored vehicle is taking fire.
Get a
Strike craft destroyed. Armor alert. Carrier taking fire. This is the captain.
Level steady. Maintain power routing.
You've got guns and missiles, Kapisi, use them.
We've got a salvager under fire. Through.
Strike fighter coordinates dialed in.
Strike systems online. Ready to burn. Get moving.
All stations accounted for, Captain.
Enemy railgun eliminated. Contact.
Let's watch the strike fighter RTB here.
Hostile detected. Visual unconfirmed.
There you go, just lands like
Scan
that.
is unusual. I've never seen anything like it. I need to start breaking down the data immediately.
Copy that. Understood. Great job out there.
Hostile desert.
Thanks.
We've successfully completed our scan of the Kalash wreck, but it may only be a matter of time before the Gaussian carriers vector onto our position.
Intel, I fed the scan data into the computers and added my spectrum and IR readings. I'm heading back to the Kapisi now.
Copy that. We're all eager to hear the results of your analysis.
I bet. You're gonna like this.
Personal log, Captain Roman Sajet, Expedition Carrier Kapisi. These sandstorms are taking a toll on the old girl, but she's a hell of a ship. We're managing well, considering the haste with which we launched. Our lead science officer, Rachel, is analyzing the artifact we found. She's eager to take risks, which I wouldn't have wagered on after our first meeting. She's also driven as hell. She's giving the intelligence officer fits. My respect for her grows daily. As for the Gaussian, their hover technology makes them faster and more maneuverable than our units. They're better equipped for desert conditions too, which is no surprise. But their hit-and-run tactics, which I've seen before, always leads to something much larger and more dangerous. It's only a matter of time before we are truly tested.
Alright, anomalous site found. Science Officer Sajet investigating. Local Gaussian forces have detected our presence. Heavy resistance is expected. Yes, they know we're here. Alright, notice the temperature is increasing as well. 43 degrees.